Hello, my spooky friends.
My name is Cassie.
And I'm Caitlin.
And welcome into I'd Survive. I can't believe we still do this.
I know. Isn't
It's
that
so
crazy?
Nice. Yes.
That's
you know how many
insane.
podcasts die after 2 months?
We're just too invested in everything we do in life.
Yeah.
Let's be so real. We're just
Catch us when we're 80.
Welcome in to I Survive. Sorry about that. No, I am stupidly excited for today because of the movie that we are discussing. But before I geek out over that, let me ask you how you are and what you've watched.
I am okay.
Yay!
We cheer. And so I'm excited to talk to you about what I watched because what I watched was a little influence.
Oh my God, wait! I just remembered what it is.
I know.
Woo! Okay. I forgot what it was.
I watched The Village.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And I enjoyed it. No spoiler talk about it. It's I thought it was going to go one way right away. And then I was like, I don't think it is going that way. I think this might be happening instead. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, my initial gut was right.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, it got me. The movie got me, which I appreciate because it really had me doubting things.
Yes.
Also just really great cast. Oh my God.
Really good cast.
Yeah.
For me, I think part of why it worked so well for me was because I didn't know that the director was known for what he's known for. So I had no expectations going into this movie as to what would happen. So when things started going certain ways, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What? I was not remotely prepared for anything. So that's why it works so well. I mean, I just love the way the whole thing is framed, and it's just it's so good.
The ending pisses me off, though. It makes me really sad.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
Which it's definitely supposed to, but yeah. So I watched that.
That sigh was crazy.
It was a lot more depressing than I expected, in a bleak sort of way.
Absolutely.
So that was interesting. And I have this is something that I filmed a reaction to, and I was skimming through my footage. So many choices for me to use for my thumbnail. Oh. So many faces were made during this movie.
Yes, I can imagine.
So yeah, that was a time. I'm excited to get that up. And then I will say the other horror of my life lately has been Love Island USA.
Right. So I've heard via you.
and only me.
And only you. But yes.
Yeah. It really is a disheartening experience to watch.
That. Yeah, I believe it.
And I don't want to bring that energy here. I just want you to know that it has been horrific, and I kind of can't wait for it to be over, but I have a love-hate relationship with it. There's people in there that I enjoy watching and I think are really cute, and I'm like, oh, I really think they're gonna last. This is nice. And then there's people in there where I'm like, please get out of my villa. Please.
Get out of my villa.
Yeah.
See yourself out.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that that's the horror of your life.
Could be worse.
It could be worse.
Asked me a couple weeks ago the horror of my life.
Exactly.
We'll take Love Island.
Love Island's not too shabby.
Yeah.
I watched quite a few things just because I felt like it. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it did. So I'm going to start with the lowest of the low here. Girl, I watched Dolly. And
I did see that you watched this on Letterboxd.
What?
I can't remember. What did I rate it?
You rated it, I think, a 2.
Okay, I'll stand by that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I enjoyed the episode a lot. The movie itself was very just I was on my phone the whole time kind of vibes. Super just all right, get on with it.
So was I on my first watch, actually, which I shouldn't have been because I literally was gonna I think I saw what I needed to see in the first third. Yeah. And I was like, this is gonna work for the podcast. This is gonna be whatever. And then I literally was just because it's just a lot of the same stuff over and over.
Exactly. It's kind of chase sequence type movie.
Yeah.
And it's just, I like the concept, like the dolly thing. I mean, it takes a lot from a lot of other movies, sure. But I mean, it wasn't good, but that's why it's not the greatest movie ever. And that's fine.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I then watched another movie called Milk and Cereal.
Yes.
I did watch that. I understand why you're so obsessed with the what do you mean you don't like it? Because
it's so good.
It is very good.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like there would be little moments I picked up on that I remembered from the episode, like the part where he gets in the car and he just smiles at the camera awkwardly for a second. But I'm like, oh my god, that's so real though.
Yes,
like if I'm recording something, I will sit there and just like, all right, we're good. Like, and I was like, I get that. Like relatable.
Yeah.
Really, the most impressive thing about that obviously is just like the budget and knowing the circumstances around it, because it's very impressive given that. Very infuriating, but it's one of those movies that I think is supposed to just piss you off the whole
it's a rage baiter for sure.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that does lead me into where I ended up with the last movie I watched. A movie called Obsession. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
War is over.
Oh my god.
This is how I felt having to shut up about this movie around you. As if I've shut up about this movie around you all this time.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. I mean, just wow. Just wow.
Great one.
My thing, like my only thing is I wish if I had like watched this movie, not
careful what you wish for now.
Whoa. Careful. Whoa. If I had gone into this movie without like hearing all the hype, I think it just would have hit me harder. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because I just wouldn't have been expecting everything that happened.
Yeah.
But like when the hype is so crazy, like you're expecting the crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, parts of me wish I had seen it right when it came out. And
I know.
way, because I gave it a 4.5. It's a great movie. But I'm like,
me too.
This would have punched me in the face had I not known.
Yeah,
like
I know. I went into the theater with the same experience. It was like after just its first weekend, it was already like boom, like it exploded on weekend one.
Exactly.
And I walked into the theater and I said the same thing to my sister, where I was like, I really hope it lives up to it. Already had so much hype. And I can't imagine, like, if I went in feeling that way when I saw it on week 2 of release.
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine the amount of hype that you had, because I went in scared, being like, oh, is it going to live up to it? And then I walked out being like, it did. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. This is amazing.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like it still lived up to the hype. It's just the shock and the surprise wasn't there that you would have if you didn't really know what you were getting into.
Yeah.
But obviously we're not going to talk spoilery about it, because I'm sure it'll still be expensive by the time this episode
Maybe we
out.
can talk spoilers about it on a little bonus episode of sorts.
Huh? What? Who said that? Who said
platform called Patreon, I think.
Oh, we have one of those? That's so crazy.
I will say about Obsession, though, as well, that a big response I've seen to it is people being like, yes, please start hiring unknown actors. Please.
Ooh, true.
Like, that's also something that's special about it, is like you really get to fall into these characters because it's not A-list celebrities that you're seeing on the screen time and time that you see all over and over.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but absolutely. Yeah, it, you know what? Part of why I think I didn't think about it like that is because I've seen this girl everywhere now.
Yeah, she's a star already before you even saw her first performance.
I'm like,
not her first performance, your first time seeing her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say something crazier.
I know what you're going to say.
Hokum's still my movie of the year.
I know.
It's still my movie of the year.
You're also a ride or die for like the movies that aren't getting the attention it probably deserves. You know what I mean?
That might also be part of it. Is like it's just
like Obsession's got covered.
Exactly.
But people need to know about Hokum. That's the energy I feel, which is why I'm so excited.
Yes.
Like your excitement over this movie is making me so excited.
And that makes me like obviously nervous.
Yeah.
Because I think if you were to watch both these movies, Obsession would still easily be your favorite. I think Hokum speaks to me probably a little more just because we have our similarities in what we like in horror, but we
Yes.
also have like extreme differences that I think we
Yes.
prefer. And I think this one definitely falls into more of being a me movie. But
Ooh.
regardless,
I'm gonna psychoanalyze you now.
Oh, actually, that's concerning.
Oh,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But
Abort.
I'm so excited. I love this movie so much, and I will say I initially gave this a 4.5, and then we had our discussion over on Patreon, and I went up to a 5, and a bunch of other people also upped their ratings after our discussion, just because this is the kind of movie where you can dissect every little thing, and it's really interesting in that regard.
Okay.
So
that's up my alley.
Yes, that's true. You do love to dissect a script.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, are you ready to talk a little bit about Hokum?
I think so.
All right. So the director of Hokum is a man named Damien McCarthy, who has 2 other major films that both are decently well known, one more than the other, and those are Caveat and Oddity. Oddity is the more recent one, and the one I know you've seen.
Yes.
I have not seen yet, but I look forward to it.
Yes.
Yes.
You should.
I'm very excited. And then prior to that, he just worked on short films. So like all 3 of his movies that he's done have been good, like performed well.
Yeah.
And
cool.
at the very least. This movie is a US-Irish co-production. Damien McCarthy is Irish. The principal photography took place in County Cork in Ireland.
Yeah.
Hokum premiered at the 2026 South by Southwest Film and TV Festival in Texas, which I feel like we're talking about that more and more. Like that keeps coming up in these intros. It's like, yeah, South by Southwest.
Yeah.
And when they say South by Southwest, is that like the airline?
Yeah, I think it literally is like sponsored by.
That makes sense.
You know, the airline.
And then got its theatrical release in May, grossing $24.1 million worldwide off a $5 million budget. So successful. Love that for them. And last but not least, the film most notably stars Adam Scott, who we do know and love, or at least I know and love, and also realized after this movie, I was like, I have like such a crush on Adam Scott. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I love him so much.
I love that. I know that happens sometimes when you just love someone.
Yep.
And like everything they do is a banger, and you like their character. It makes me hopeful that we're gonna love his character. He's not gonna be like the villain, because I feel like he's a very relatable, likable actor.
Yeah. He's really chill. Like, I just really, I mean, I'm also, well, you've seen it too, but like Severance, I just love Severance so much. So,
do you know what I think of all the time when I think of Adam Scott too?
What do you think
is that one interview where they surprised him with Luke Skywalker?
I don't know if I've seen this.
You need to see this.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, his reaction to being surprised. Like, I forget the actor's name, which is, I'm so sorry, who plays Luke Skywalker. Maybe?
I don't know who plays who in Star Wars.
I know. Adam Scott is like the biggest Star Wars fan, and he's like, his reaction to being surprised, like he's like a little kid again. It's the best thing. It's like he's shaking. It's the coolest. No, we're gonna, please, I'm writing this down in all caps on my paper. We're watching this together.
Okay.
After we record.
And I'll cry, so that's fine.
Yeah. I want to see you cry. You know I love.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, are you ready to jump in?
Yes.
Let's do it. Our film opens out in the middle of a vast desert, sand reaching as far as the eyes can see in all directions. An exhausted man and child, probably about 8 years old, trudge through the sand, and they've been out here for a while. You can tell they're tired. The man wears metal armor and holds a sword, while the child wears tattered robes. Out of his pocket, the man pulls a glass bottle with a cork top connected to like a string, and he pulls the string, and out pops the cork, and he pours this map out from in the bottle.
He pours okay.
Yeah, I actually, no, literally, I wrote that and went, that doesn't sound
understand.
Right.
I just had to think for a second. I just had to let my brain process for one second.
Hold. Gotcha.
I was like, because we're setting up, like, I feel like we're in a gladiator movie right now.
Right.
So then I was like, is this like the future, and we can pour sand turns into paper, and we can pour sand and it creates and my brain just leapt so many places.
That's just what we call poor writing. No pun intended. So he looks at the map and we see a red circle along this dotted line path. And he smiles. And then we enter a short montage of the two travelers walking through the desert, drinking the last of their water. The man looks up, and in front of him is a literal red circle in the sand. Seems to be made by red sand. So this red circle on the map was actually like a literal red circle on the ground.
Odd.
Now, cut to a shot of Adam Scott taking a sip of scotch as he sits in front of his laptop, open to a Word document titled Epilogue. His name is Ohm Bauman. Ohm spelled O-H-M is his name. Well, back to his story. The man falls toward the red circle in a sort of desperation. "We're close," are the first words that we hear him utter. He pulls the glass bottle once more from his pocket, but something tragic has happened. The string attached to the cork in the bottle has broken off, and the cork is flush with the rim. So in a panic, he tries to pull at the cork, but he can't get it out.
Yeah.
And so he's slamming the bottle on the ground, but it's sand, so the bottle won't break. The child starts digging away looking for a rock, but no rocks. A flash to Ohm's screen, and the text reads, "They were doomed."
I would use the child's head. Okay, or I would let the child bang it over my head. It doesn't have to be the child's head, but heads are hard.
Okay.
You're already regretting telling me this story.
Yeah.
I'm ruining it.
No, you're not. You know what? You're not, actually.
Oh, okay.
So the man looks very defeated. "It can't end like this," he says, as he holds the bottle against his face. And then something clicks for him, and he taps the bottle against his skull.
Oh, of course.
Then he slowly turns to look at the kid, who is still digging in the sand looking for a rock. "Come here," he says gently to the boy. "Turn away and be still."
Oh, he is going to use the boy's head. That's okay. Maybe he'll take a second though here to realize that he doesn't need to do that, and he can hand it to the boy, and the boy doesn't have to take the hit. Because it was I can't judge him. It was my first instinct, but we can take a minute to.
It was your first instinct, which is crazy. Because I'll tell you what my first instinct was.
Okay.
Bang it on your knee.
Oh. Yeah, that would also be effective.
Just an option. I don't know. But the boy, he comes over, he does as he's told. The man raises the bottle into the air behind him, and there's long, drawn-out tension. And, a log falls from the stack of firewood next to Ohm's fireplace, distracting him. His home is dark, very modern, very open, and he sits in the light of a single table lamp on a rainy night.
Amazing.
Right? The vibes are kind of immaculate. A little spooky because it's very dark, but also really
I love
nice.
it. Oh, I want to write in a spooky room on a stormy day. Wait, is he typing on a laptop or a typewriter?
It is a laptop. It would be cool if it was a typewriter, though.
It would be, but it does say a lot about a person in the modern age. Because I feel like if they gave him a typewriter, it'd be a little snooty of him.
It would be.
Because it's modern, yeah.
Who uses typewriters anyway?
Exactly.
Ohm takes a sip of scotch, and when he looks up, he sees the shadowy but solid figure of a woman standing on his staircase.
Okay.
We can't see her face, but we can tell that she's staring directly back at him. Ohm looks back, and as the woman reaches for the railing, Ohm reaches for the lamp. It's one of those ones that you can adjust any way you want. So he grabs the lamp and he points it up at the stairs. In a single moment he's blinded, the figure disappears, and therefore the light shines on no one.
Weird.
He moves the lamp down to the table, and when he does, we see the woman standing just right behind him. And she looks fairly young, blonde, bloodied, kind of scary. And Ohm must sense her there because he jumps up and looks around. But no one is there. Cut to Ohm opening a cardboard box. Inside there are postcards, a small wooden box, and a magazine featuring Jack the Jackass. So this is a bunny-looking donkey popping out of a TV.
Okay.
It's cartoon, but
that's fine.
I say bunny-looking donkey because
I know exactly what that looks like. Thank you so much.
Because I thought it was a bunny, and so did a lot of people, but apparently it's a donkey, and
that's so weird.
It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks crazy in my head right now. Can't wait to see it.
Yep. So anyway, he cycles through the postcards until he comes across a picture of a woman beside a tree. He looks at it in both a sad and loving way. Quick cut to the mantle where two cylindrical wooden urns sit. One is labeled Mom and the other is labeled Dad. Ohm uses his pocket knife to cut the lock on the small box and pulls out a small revolver.
Oh.
He turns it over in his hands, looks at his parents' urns, and then down to a postcard that says, Bilberry Woods Hotel, Ireland. Title card, Hokum. Over. Ohm driving through the Irish countryside. So, welcome back to the most common trope in all of horror that we don't talk about. Except, well, we do. But
we do, yeah.
We do. We bring it up every time.
Yeah.
Eventually, Ohm drives up to the entrance of the Bilberry Woods Hotel with the wooden box seatbelted in the passenger seat. He pulls up and parks in the small lot for the hotel, whose exterior is stone, definitely like a typical old Irish-looking building, you know, countryside vibes. There's another man in the lot who looks to be touching up the hood of his car, and Ohm passes him without a word until he looks back. On the ground next to the car is a dead goat and a crossbow.
Okay.
Obviously.
Poor goat.
You know. And Ohm looks at him and is like, why'd you shoot it? The man explains that the goats jump up on the cars and they ruin the paint. Couldn't just shoot away, huh?
Yeah.
The guy's like, no, goats are stubborn. And Ohm suggests maybe, I don't know, just spray it with a hose next time.
Yeah.
And the man's just like, no. And then stares at Ohm, who's like, okay, and turns and walks into the hotel.
That's crazy. Also, very much of the times, I will say. So that's also depressing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Ohm passes a bellhop on his way in with a white sack who says, I'm telling you right now, Fergal, I'm not dragging that thing into the woods. And remember, all these people are Irish, and I'm not going to do Irish accents for you because that would be really unfortunate. So Ohm's trip is off to a great start, and it's about to get even better. In the lobby, an old man tells a tale to two young, terrified boys about a witch who lives deep in the woods and preys on lost children. There's even a little table display in the middle of the lobby depicting the story via these mini stone figurines that showcase like scared children faces, and it's really lovely.
I love that. Were you ever told, like I was told, like the boogeyman story?
I don't think I was younger ever told those stories. No.
That's probably good.
I think it makes sense given the things you tell me.
Yeah, it fits for me.
About your childhood. Like it works. So apparently, like, the witch, she, like, shackles her prey and takes them on a tour of the underworld, where sometimes hands would reach out from the darkness and tear away at the flesh of the victims. Now, meanwhile, Ohm's standing at the front desk. No one's there to help him, so he's just been watching this whole thing. And then the old man goes, sometimes they took something from a little boy that was more valuable to him than his eyes or ears. He encourages the kids to guess what that may be. Mind you, these kids are like 3 years old.
His soccer ball.
Yes, his soccer ball. You got it. Luckily, Ohm just cuts right in and is like, are these your kids? And the man says no. So Ohm's like, all right, you guys go find your parents and don't talk to strangers.
Okay, I'm just willing to tell anybody off.
Literally, like immediately Which I get love. The vibe. You're like, oh, he's kind of wild for that, but also like I don't disagree with anything he said.
Right, couldn't be me, but I love to see it.
Exactly. And then the old man goes, there are worse things than strangers out there, Yank. He calls him Yank because he's American. So just then a man comes out from the back room, the man who is meant to be working the front desk, and his name is Mal. M-A-L. Did we wake you? The old man asks. Mal apologizes. He had been on the phone. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to the guest, the old man says sharply. Ohm turns to him. Why don't you mind your own business? It is my business, he replies. I'm the owner.
Oh.
So, whoopsie. Ohm scoffs as he turns back to the desk to check in. Yeah. And we learn that Ohm is from Washington, and he's checking in for a week. Now, Fergal, the guy from outside that we saw at the car, he comes by and he drops the crossbow off at the front desk, telling Mal to lock it up in the back. Mal simply nods and then goes back to explaining the amenities to Ohm.
What, the amenities include crossbows?
No, that has nothing to do with the crossbow.
Oh.
They just he happens to drop it off in the middle of this.
Okay.
No crossbow. It's just they have one.
Each room comes equipped with a crossbow, of course.
This is actually Ready or Not. So, good news. There is a Halloween party tomorrow night. That's exciting.
Very.
Very exciting. There's going to be loud music, food, drinks. Should be a bit of crack, Mal says, before catching himself and being like, oh, that's just something we say in Ireland to describe
I know,
the fun
because
time.
I love Island, UK. Yes. A little bit of crack. Where's the crack? Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Banter crack. I love it. Love it. Sorry.
And then Ohm just goes, yeah, could I get a room as far away from the crack as possible? Because he's got work to do.
Oh, I am also the fun killer, so I relate to this man.
He's like, yeah, I don't want to hear about the crack, so you can just put me somewhere else. So Mal asks him, like, oh, what do you do for work? And when Ohm says that he's a writer, Mal realizes that he's heard of him. He gets all excited, saying that his son is a fan of Ohm's, and then he asks if he can bring one of his kids' books in to get signed. Ohm just says no and walks away.
Okay.
So he's a bit of an ass.
Yeah, we're turning from like girl boss to asshole.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see.
Yes, I literally wrote, he's a bit of an ass, very blunt, unafraid of confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you don't hate him, but you're also like,
that's unnecessary.
You're rude.
Yeah.
So as Ohm makes his way to his room, he passes Fergal and the owner, who stand just outside the elevator up to the honeymoon suite. It has a gate in front of it. Nothing getting through that, Fergal says. Built to last. As Ohm walks past, they both stare him down. But anyway, he makes it to where he believes his room is supposed to be, but there's nothing there. For fuck's sake, he mumbles to himself, just as another employee walks by. Are you lost? She asks. What does it look like? Ohm responds, annoyed. And Girly goes, well, with that attitude, it looks like you can stay lost. And she starts to walk away.
And here's the girl boss.
And exactly. And you go, yes, period. Absolutely. But then Ohm, like, half-heartedly is like, oh, sorry. And asks her to show him where his room is. She shows, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She shows him to his room down the hall, and then he pulls a photo from his pocket and asks if she knows where the, quote, big redwood is. And the photo that we're looking at is the photo of the woman that he found in the box earlier. Cut straight to Ohm standing underneath the big redwood. And he has the wooden box with him. And when he opens it up, we see that it contains his parents' urns. First, he takes out his mom's and gently sprinkles her ashes all around the tree. He then grabs his dad's and in one lazy dump leaves his father's ashes. Very telling.
Interesting.
Yes. On his way back to the hotel, Ohm stumbles upon that dead goat from earlier.
Yeah.
Who are those? A voice calls out, startling him. A very disheveled man sits on a log holding a bottle of milk.
Oh, okay.
Yes. After Ohm regains his composure, he tells the man that, well, those were his folks, and the man apologizes for his loss and then holds out the milk bottle. Want a drink? He asks.
Oh, that's all right.
Ohm's like, I think I need a little something stronger than milk, but, I'm good. But the man reaches into his coat and pulls out a bottle of clear liquid and offers it up. Nothing stronger than that, he says. Ohm asks if it's moonshine. Well, no, it's poaching or something like that. The subtitle didn't work on this for whatever reason. And he refers to it as magic mushrooms that he picks, dries, and grinds himself. And he just so happens to like it with goat's milk, which is why he's drinking it that way. But yeah, he's just got a bottle of magic mushroom juice.
I will also pass on that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Ohm doesn't because he's Ohm. So he's like, sure, yum, that sounds great. He then gestures to the dead goat, and the man says that he's going to bury her, and then informs us that the reason they climb on the cars is because they too like to graze on those mushrooms, and they get all hypnotized by their own reflection while they're high and whatever. Staring into your own eyes on mushrooms deepens the trip. Can be dangerous, he says.
Yeah.
And Ohm's like, especially if there's an asshole with a crossbow nearby. And they both agree on that. They're not a big fan of Fergal and his crossbow. Well, back at the hotel, well, first of all, there is a goat on a car in the lot. It's just kind of a fun little shot. But also, Ohm sits at the bar as he explains to the bartender the story he's working on, which, by the way, supposedly ends with the man smashing the bottle over the boy's head, killing him.
Oh,
but the bottle still doesn't break.
What the heck? That's crazy.
Crazy ending, right?
Why would he write that? We can work on that.
And you know the bartender has the same vibe.
Yeah.
This is the woman who showed him to his room earlier. And her name is Fiona. She doesn't like the sound of the ending of his book. She would have no interest in reading a book with that kind of bleak, horrible ending.
Okay. That's interesting. I feel like we're talking about the movie. You know, when movies do that, conversations about the movie within the movie.
Right.
So I'm listening.
Yes, you're listening. You remind me of my mom, Ohm says. And Fiona's like lightly offended. Like, how old do you think I am? But Ohm's like, no. Like when she was young, of course. And he pulls out the photo and shows it to Fiona. Fiona comments on how happy she looks. And Ohm says that his dad took that from her. And this is where they had come for their honeymoon. And they'd always wanted to come back. Why didn't they? Fiona asks. She died a few years after that, Ohm says. And Fiona asks how. Murdered, Ohm says nonchalantly. As he cleans his glasses. Shot in the face when she came home from work.
Oh my God. Well, that especially explains his reaction about the goat.
Right.
Like, I mean, I feel like most people would be like, that's unnecessary. But like his asshole attitude toward it makes a lot of sense.
Right. Fiona asks if they ever caught the guy who did it. And Ohm says the killer was too young to be punished. But they, quote, should have fucking hanged him.
Wow.
Fiona asks about his father now, and Ohm just says that he ended up drinking himself to death, essentially. He then inquires about the honeymoon suite. Fiona explains that it's actually been closed for a long time because it's haunted by a witch. That's what I said immediately. I said, okay.
I know that like I'm usually the person that says no.
You are.
Between me and you here. But if a hotel claimed to me, like, this room is haunted, do you want to stay in it? I absolutely would. But I would, if crazy stuff actually started happening, I'd be like, okay, well then hey, how about we stay somewhere else?
But now I'm done. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. I want to stay in a haunted hotel so bad. You know how I do those like spooky discussions on my Patreon? We spent like half of one of those once looking at the Lizzie Borden house in Massachusetts and seeing how much it would cost for us to rent it out for a night.
Yeah.
Because I would love to do that.
Oh my gosh, imagine doing the podcast in a haunted location.
Now we have to figure out a way to make that happen.
Yeah, as if I'm like tech smart enough to figure out how to do that. But maybe one day.
Maybe one day. I love this idea. We're doing that at some point. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. So Fiona said that she's actually been really interested in going up there, like us, but she hadn't been able to get Mal to steal the key off Mr. Cobb, the owner. Apparently Mal is quite scared of Mr. Cobb, who also happens to be his father-in-law. So kind of valid. You don't want to go stealing things from your father-in-law. Like probably not the best thing. And Ohm doesn't understand why Fiona would want to go up there. If there's a witch, like, wouldn't you be afraid? And Fiona whips out her handy-dandy Irish folklore book and explains that she would simply bring some chalk with her. If you ever find yourself being chased by a witch, draw a circle around you. It'll keep you safe, she explains. And Ohm goes, if I ever think I'm being chased by a witch, I'll look for a psychiatrist, not a piece of chalk. So we get the vibe that this is not Ohm's thing. He's not really into it. Now that bellhop from earlier walks up, and we learn that his name is Albie. Fiona asks him to tell Ohm about his encounter with the witch. So he does. And we're going to watch it play out as opposed to him telling us. So Albie stands in front of the gated elevator doors to the honeymoon suite, scribbling on his notepad. The doors open and a breeze comes through strong enough to knock off his hat. He turns around and all he sees is darkness, though he can hear some light whispers coming from within the elevator. He pulls out his lighter and he reaches his hand through the grate. He flicks on the flame. He pans the light around in the dark until it lands upon the face of a very old, not so well looking woman. Albie literally just runs away. He just like, and runs. And that's what happened, he says.
Well, what if it was just an old woman?
Could have just been an old woman.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. But he was very spooked.
I told you when I worked as a janitor, there was a couple different
what do you mean? Where is this going? There was an old woman in a closet? Like, what are you talking? Where is this going?
There's a couple different schools I would work at, and one of them, the elementary school, was like famously haunted.
Oh, love.
And I never had an experience, unfortunately, but my boss like had stories and like constantly was seeing like dead children. He literally says he's seeing like little dead children ghosts every once in a while. And I'm like, that's cool. But I never saw one. So what the heck? That's extremely really disturbing. A haunted elementary school is something I don't think I've seen on like dealt with in movies and stuff.
No, I like it though. I'm a fan.
Yeah, you could do stuff with that.
Well, okay, I'm gonna stop.
Fan.
Okay, that's crazy. But so when Albie's like, yeah, that's what happened. Under his breath, Ohm says, Hokum.
What?
He said the thing.
Why would you say that? What does that even mean? Am I supposed to know this word? No.
Some people do. I did not. I did not.
Wait.
What?
Is it like a hoax? Like a joke?
More or less.
Okay.
I looked it up. Actually, it has a lot of definitions, but in this case, it's an informal noun that refers to foolish, untrue, or nonsensical ideas.
Sure,
it's all Hokum.
Yeah. What's the other? Oh my God, that's going to bother me, and I know I'm not going to be able to think of it right now. There's another word that I would use instead of Hokum, but now Hokum is in my head. And it won't come to me, but okay, I get it.
Yeah. I like that word now. I'm like that. I'm a fan of this word. Fiona assures Albie that she believes him when Fergal comes by and says that he needs her to sign for a delivery. So now it's just Ohm and Albie. It's a good time to say that Albie, he's got a very shy, bashful, kind of awkward, but really sweet demeanor. Like you just immediately like love Albie. He's just like this cute, shy guy. So Albie tries to make conversation with Ohm. He knows who he is, and Ohm seems really uninterested in speaking with Albie right now. He's just like clearly not in the mood.
With anyone.
No, he's just an ass, like literally 24/7. Yeah. I don't mean to bother you, Albie starts, but I wanted to tell you how much your books have meant to me. I really relate to your characters. And it's just like, aw, cute.
Like, please
Albie.
be nice.
But Ohm goes, well, that's troubling, seeing as though those pages are populated by deeply disturbed, desperate people. And Albie just keeps going and references Ohm's recorder sitting on the counter, asking if that's how he keeps track of his ideas. And Ohm's like, yeah. And actually, speaking to you has given me a new one.
Oh, God.
Ohm picks up the recorder and clicks it on. Idea for a character. An oblivious charisma vacuum who's completely incapable of reading a room. And Albie just like smiles and nods.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's
like,
so
how does
upsetting.
he, like, because obviously an asshole, I feel like their aim is to just hurt people. He can't even hurt him. Like, how does he not feel stupid and bad about behaving this way to this poor man?
Yeah, it's such an upsetting scene because you're just like, leave Albie alone.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Remember when I said he's always playing like really relatable,
it's so
kind
funny.
characters?
You're like, we're gonna love his character, and I went, yep,
yeah,
we're gonna love him. He's great. So Albie, like, he just keeps going. He tries to ask questions, and then he mentions that he too is a writer. Meanwhile, Ohm has picked up a spoon and placed it in a candle flame inside like a jack-o'-lantern. Then he asks Albie, so that's a Halloween costume you're wearing? And Albie says, no, he works here to pay the bills. So you're not a writer, Ohm says. You're a bellboy.
My God,
it's so
what
bad.
is his problem?
It's so bad.
I do not care what your trauma is, sir.
Literally.
I don't, it's too much. It's all too much now.
Yeah. Albie defends himself and he even asks Ohm, he asks Ohm if he'd be willing to read some of his work. But Ohm just reaches back for the spoon and places it on Albie's hand, burning him. Psychotic.
Why?
Like
actually, what? Like,
yeah. No,
I don't understand him.
he does that, and like Albie understandably like jerks back in pain, and Ohm goes, "You're gonna need thicker skin than that if you want to make it as a writer." Yeah, he's like psychotic.
He's like one of those people that's like, I've been through the worst shit ever, and anyone who hasn't been through the exact same thing as me doesn't get it, and you guys are all like, have it easy in life, and fuck all of you because you don't get it.
Yes.
It's like, bro.
Literally. That's totally the energy he gives. He's awful. But then Albie like marches off, hurt both emotionally and physically, when Fiona and Fergal are walking back over. And Fergal's like, wait, what happened? What happened there? And Ohm says, never meet your heroes, before asking for another drink. And Fergal says, well, that will be your last.
Yeah.
Ohm raises his glass to bleak endings.
Oh.
Cut to later that night, and Fiona is wiping down the counters of the bar, and she realizes that Ohm left his recorder and the picture of his mother there on the counter. So she's like, all right, I'll bring it up to him. She knocks on the door and gets no reply, so she calls down the hall to Albie and is like, hey, can you come open the door? And Albie just gestures to the do not disturb sign. Like, no, I'm not going to open the door. But Fiona says she's getting a weird feeling. She's worried. Albie's like, well, the way he was drinking, he's probably passed out in a pool of his own piss. He burnt my hand, he says to Fiona.
Mm-hmm.
Fiona won't let up. Will you just open it? She demands, and Albie gives in and unlocks the door. Fiona tiptoes into the dark and calls for Ohm, saying like, hey, Mr. Bauman, you left your stuff downstairs. She finally flicks on the light to see Ohm hanged by a rope in the center of the room. She screams, and we cut to black.
This isn't real. I don't think it's real. It's haunted. It's just a hallucination.
Well, once we cut to black, we're going to immediately open back up in grainy black and white. Elevator doors slide open, and just inside stands Ohm. Out in the hall, around the corner, a woman can be heard wailing, and we even see her shadow like move on the carpet. Ohm reshuts the elevator doors, and the wails come closer on the other side. He opens them again. No one's there. He closes them. And when the doors close, Ohm sees in the reflection of the metal the woman from earlier, from like his house. And at this point, we see her clearly enough to see that it's his mother from the photo.
Okay.
The music swells, and we cut to black, and that's the end of Act 1. Da-da.
I don't know what to take from that.
Yeah, I don't know. What could you take from that? There's just so much, or so little, or so nothing.
Yeah. Both. It does feel very much both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That.
I don't know.
Okay, she says.
I don't know. Because I don't know what's happening. So I don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I will say it feels very real.
Okay. Am I supposed to take like he's just killed himself from the grief of losing his mom?
You can.
Like I can, that's not crazy. That's like.
No, you can absolutely take that.
From what I've seen so far. Okay. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have 3 questions for you in this year.
I actually don't like. How did you create questions for this? I have no idea what you're about to ask me.
It works. It works. Would you neglect to take your parents' ashes to the one place they were happy? Mind you, they didn't ask you to do this.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting because obviously, like, if they said this is where I want you to scatter my ashes,
it's
like,
different.
We're doing that.
Right.
It's hard because, like, I don't know if you can place for everybody, like, this is where they were happiest. But let's say I knew a place.
Yes.
That they were happiest. Would I neglect to do it? I'm going to go, like, 65, I think.
Okay.
I think fair. If it's not a request, I might not think to do it. But if there was, like, this place that I knew they were happiest, I might.
Yeah. So I went 41. So I basically did what you did, but in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of very much in the middle because it's not a direct request.
Right.
So it's like,
maybe
not.
Yeah, I feel that.
Do you consider yourself to be a considerate and respectful person? And basically, this is me saying, are you an asshole or are you not an asshole?
I get pissed off, but I keep it to myself and I vent in safe places with safe people. Like, I don't really let myself. And I'm one of those annoying people where I'm like, and maybe they were having a bad day. Like, yeah. I just try to be nice. So that means I'm high. Okay, so I would go. You can catch me on a bad day and where I'm just like dead inside.
I need you to go high.
I'm gonna go 87.
That is not high enough. I went 84. So like that is not the reason. No, here's
okay.
why
My gut was 90, so I'll go with 90.
Go 90 because for me that 16% is like catching me on Twitch because like me to strangers versus me like I'm very respectful and considerate to strangers like 100% of the time.
Right.
Whereas this doesn't care.
This is true. I get the Twitch comparison because we'll always say like when it comes to people like coming in chat and being weird, you're someone who's immediately like get the fuck out.
Yeah, literally.
And I'm someone who is like, what did you mean by that? Are you do you know you're being rude?
There is such a difference between me and Cassie on Twitch. She's so patient and kind.
Because I'm just so afraid that someone is just like coming across wrong and they don't realize it. And I don't want to like shit on them and then be like, oh my God, I didn't even mean it that way. And then I ruined their day. Oh my God, I actually didn't breathe.
This is why you're a better person than me. Because there have been times where I like freak on someone. They're like, oh, I didn't know. And I'm like, oh, sorry. My bad.
I mean, I don't blame you either though, because there's so many, it's like 9 out of 10 at times they are being an asshole. So.
Exactly. The internet hardens you in ways.
It does.
It's really not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
still have like I need to be more hardened because I get too sensitive about things sometimes. Yeah,
you do, but you know what? It's good to just be a good person, and you are. So we'll take that,
and it gives me a higher score here, so I will take it.
It does. Yeah. It does. Do you think you would befriend Fiona at the bar? It's just you and Fiona. Would you like make conversation with the bartender?
Okay. So the problem is I wouldn't be at the bar. Like, I'd be in my room.
So true. This is facts.
Especially if I was alone. I've never, like, sat alone at a bar anywhere.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah, that feels a little intimidating to me. Yeah. If I had a friend, I probably would. But
right.
If I was there, I absolutely would befriend her. So, another high score.
High, yes.
I'm going to literally go 95.
Wow.
Because if I'm sitting at a bar and it's just me and one other person, like I'm not going to sit in silence. I'm going to like try to get to know you. I'm going to unravel your childhood traumas.
Well,
I'm going to ask like all of your relationship history and we're going to walk away besties in an hour.
Right.
That's what I do when I'm sitting in front of a person. I can't do anything other than that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I went 79 because like I'm not one to like start a conversation, but if it's just me and one other person, it's better than awkward silence. So,
definitely.
Yeah. So pretty high act 1, which is always nice. My overall was a 68.
My overall was an 83.
Okay. Good.
That's maybe one of the highest act scores I've ever had.
I know. Lately, I feel like our acts have been low.
Yeah.
And this one doesn't really provide too much danger right from the start.
I have no idea because what you just gave me for Act 1 feels like it could have been the ending of a short film. You know?
It does.
It feels like we're about to get, I have no idea what's about to happen next because it could end there.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah. All right. Act 2. Om wakes up in a hospital bed. And what wakes him up is a very quick touch to the chest from his mother. We see like her hand come off screen, touch his chest, and he jolts awake, and she's gone. Now we're going to cut back to the hotel. The sign outside says that they're closed for the season. And Om enters the lobby. Some employees are still here doing final cleanings and whatnot. And he takes a seat as 2 men leave the back office, followed by Mal, who thanks them for their time. When he turns back around, he sees Om. And he asks him how he's feeling, and Om kind of just brushes past it and says he's just here to get his stuff. Mal takes him into the back room and gathers his things. Hey, who found me? Om asks. And Mal tells him that it was Fiona. Ohm seems really upset to hear this and
Mhm.
asks if she's around. Mal says no. So Ohm's like, all right, cool, can I get her number? I just want to apologize. Mal gets really uncomfortable before saying, Fiona's missing.
Whoa.
She hasn't been seen since Halloween, which we discover was weeks ago. So Ohm was clearly in a coma or something because he just woke up. And Mal shows Ohm a newspaper headline that says, local woman goes missing at Halloween party. Ohm's completely shocked, and he starts asking a lot of questions. What do they think happened? Did they search the hotel? Did somebody take her? Mal says, yes, they did search the hotel, the surrounding woods. They don't know what happened to her. Ohm gets back to being a little bit of his rude self, and he's like, well, have you noticed there are weird people around here? Someone probably did this. And he's kind of getting mad at Mal. And Mal's finally like, all right, fine, here's what I know. Those men who just left, those were police, and they do have a suspect that they're looking for. It's a man who lives in the woods named Jerry.
Oh.
Fergal had seen Fiona talking to Jerry that night, and no one's seen him since. Well, his suspicion led the police to look more into Jerry's past. Turns out he had disappeared, gone off the grid, 10 years ago, after his wife died under suspicious circumstances.
Oh.
Mal encourages Ohm to just go home, heal up. He's been through enough, but he promises to call Ohm himself with any updates. On Ohm's way out the door, a voice calls out to him. I bet you have a whole new appreciation for a woman's intuition. It's Fergal. He says that Ohm's lucky that Fiona had that bad feeling that night. Ohm asks Fergal about Jerry, and Fergal says he had always told Fiona to stay away from him, and he absolutely believes that Jerry had killed his wife. He knows Jerry will be back, and he'll be waiting for him when he shows. Ohm asks Fergal if he'd spoken to Fiona that night, and Fergal says he had, but she wasn't herself. I think she was still in shock from having to cut you down, he says, kind of angrily.
Yeah.
Ohm takes a beat before asking about the honeymoon suite. Did you search it? Because Fiona had mentioned wanting to go up there. Fergal shuts that down immediately, saying that the gate is always locked, and Mr. Cobb has the only key. So it wasn't searched, Ohm asks. It's always locked, Fergal responds firmly. There's no way she could be up there. Ohm gets suspicious. Well, did the police talk to you? He asks, kind of smugly. And Fergal just smiles back. I talk to the guards every day. My first cousins. Sergeant's my uncle. Why do you ask? My brain went alarm bells. What do you mean they're your cousins?
Because then they can cover up.
Exactly. Like, bro, you know that makes you look sus, right?
Yeah.
Ohm just stares back at him. Fergal approaches slowly. Best thing you could do now is get into your car and fuck off back to the airport while you still look like your passport picture. Ohm retreats without another word.
Weird.
So, yeah, Fergal has some very aggressive energy, especially towards Ohm.
And Fergal was the guy that just worked behind the desk?
No, opposite. Fergal's the guy who shot the goat.
Oh, yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, Mal's the guy who works at the desk.
Yep. I knew that was going to come back and haunt me because I wrote them in the opposite order. Okay.
The funny thing is, like, it's funny that you're confusing them a little bit here just because specifically it was brought up in my discussion. Like, they look similar.
Oh, no.
So it made it hard watching the movie because it's like two hotel employees and you're like, wait, which one's that? I don't know.
Okay. That obviously makes a lot of sense, though, that he's acting this way and then he's the man that shot the goat.
Right. Exactly.
Like, of course.
Yep. So in the car, Ohm looks through the stuff he's just picked up and he comes across his knife. And as he twirls it around his fingers, we get a quick, frantic flashback to Fiona using it to cut him down while Albie was holding up his body. And it's like a very intense 3 seconds where they're just like full panic. And then we cut to Ohm parking his car on the side of the road in the woods. He gets out and walks a mere 50 feet into the trees to find Jerry's van.
Yeah.
Jerry is nowhere to be seen, but Ohm opens the back and finds Fiona's book on Irish folklore.
Oh my God.
He grabs it, right? He grabs it and closes the door. Oh, there's Jerry standing right behind it.
So now we run.
And run. Ohm jumps back, and Jerry says, Fiona would be glad to know you woke up. Ohm wastes no time questioning.
Yeah.
Well, she's missing. Did you have anything to do with that? Jerry shakes his head, and Ohm says the police are looking for him. And they say you killed your wife. Yeah, that's true, Jerry says.
Okay. What's going on?
Mind you, I realize I didn't put this in the script, but in case it's not clear, this is the same guy we met in the woods earlier with the milk.
Oh.
I totally didn't put that in there. This is the milkman.
Oh, of course it's the milkman. Okay.
Yes.
You know what? He's right. There are some interesting people around here.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I'm on edge.
What? Why?
I can't believe how bold he's being too. Like do men have no fear?
Well, maybe.
He's just like, did you have anything to do with this? You're alone in the woods with someone you think is a murderer and kidnapped a woman recently, and you're like grilling him?
Yeah.
Are you not scared? Yeah.
No, exactly. No, his personality is crazy. Yeah. A woman could never. Like, really, truly.
Oh my God.
So Jerry actually, he goes on to say that she was very ill, but Ohm is focused more on this book of Fiona's. Jerry says that he had let him borrow it. But Ohm suggests, why don't we just go to the police together? We can clear everything up. Yeah. But Jerry's like, no, they won't believe me. And he also happens to know that Fiona is dead. And Ohm is like, whoa, what?
What the heck?
What do you mean? Well, there's this cabinet in the hotel where they keep any meds left behind by guests. And Jerry often breaks in to steal some.
Of course.
Because of course he does. Well, a couple of nights ago, he went to stock up. And while he was in there, a service call bell went off at the front desk. It's like very old style, like literal bells above the front desk. Mm-hmm. When Jerry went to look and see what bell it was coming from the honeymoon suite. So these bells, like I said, they're all lined up along the ceiling. So then he looks back down and he sees a pale Fiona standing beneath the bell, looking really rough. And she's pointing up at the bell. Mm-hmm. Like it's like a solid but ghostly version of her pointing up at the bell. And we cut back to present, and Ohm just looks at Jerry and goes, "What?"
Yeah.
Huh? Jerry's convinced that was Fiona's spirit telling him to go look in the honeymoon
suite. I believe him. Because he admitted to killing his wife.
Right? Yeah.
That's why I believe him. Like, why would he admit to that and then deny this? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's true, yeah. Jerry's convinced that was Fiona's spirit telling him to go look in the honeymoon suite, and he intends to go to the hotel tonight once everyone is gone to try and find her.
Let's do it. We're a team now.
I would, right?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah.
Like, let's break into a hotel and go
especially
into the haunted room. And
with how Fergal was just acting about that room.
Yes.
Like, this also coincides with his weirdness about the room.
Exactly. Yep. So first of all, Ohm is very skeptical because he's Ohm. But he's also like, well, how do you intend to get in there without the key? It's locked up. And Jerry just pulls back his coat and shows that he has the key. He has it.
Oh my God.
He broke into Mr. Cobb's house, stole the key. Mm-hmm. And Ohm still thinks this is all a bit ridiculous. So he's like, let me just take the key up right now and I'll go look. But Jerry's like, no. You're not going to get anywhere if Mal and Fergal are still around. Yeah. Eventually, Jerry is able to convince Ohm to come with him tonight to break in. So they spend their evening together, counting the cars as they pass, waiting for the last one to leave the property. Ohm looks through the Irish folklore book and Jerry speaks up. All these things do exist. It's just people with closed minds can't see them. Mm. Ohm questions him, like, do you really think you saw Fiona's ghost? And he's like, yeah, in like a duh kind of tone. And Ohm asks if he happened to be drinking his magic milk at the time. That's how I saw her, Jerry says. My mind was open. Ohm just kind of is like, okay, right.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Sure. And Jerry continues on to say that his wife's spirit visited him once while he was tripping. She thanked him for ending her suffering and said they'd be together again someday. Are you okay? Are you frozen or is that just... Oh, that's just your face. That's just your face.
Wow. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, maybe she was really sick and she wanted to be done and asked him to do that and he did it. But that I can't trust that. I'm not also going to assume that.
Right. It definitely,
Yeah.
like, it feels genuine, but you're
Yeah.
also talking to a man who's like, yeah, my mushrooms made me see dead people. And you're like,
Exactly. It feels like
okay.
he believes what he's saying.
exactly.
But can we? Yeah.
Exactly. He's, gonna be his rude self, and he's like, yeah, believe whatever you want, man. And Jerry's like, oh, you'll believe. When we go up there and find Fiona, you'll believe. Just then, the last car passes, which meaning that the hotel is empty. Jerry and Ohm hike over to the hotel in the dark, and Jerry unlocks the front door. In they go. First stop, well, Jerry, of course, has to go get the hotel's crossbow from the back room.
Oh,
And
I was going to think like first stop, we raid the snack bar that I know they must have.
you know what? That if it was us, yeah. We'd be like, okay, first, let's get some snacks.
Like the little candy station in Sweet Life of Zack and
Yes.
Cody.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
We need some of that if we want to ghost hunt or whatever we're doing, or looking for dead bodies. I mean,
For sure.
It's whatever you feel. Jerry's like, I'm gonna go get the crossbow. Ohm's like, whoa, like why would we need, like, maybe don't do that. But
Yeah.
Jerry's like really excited. So he just runs off, and Ohm waits in the lobby. In the back room, Jerry opens up the cabinet for the crossbow, and immediately someone or something is upon him. It's Fergal.
Oh, no.
It's our good friend Fergal. He quietly suffocates Jerry until he passes out. Now, in the lobby, he doesn't hear any of this, and his lantern's dying, so he starts to, like, shake it to try to get it to work again. But Fergal hears that and calls out, is someone there? Ohm quickly backs into a shadowy corner of the room just before Fergal emerges with the crossbow.
Oh, my God.
Dude, for whatever reason, that kind of stuff scares me the most. I'm like, oh my God, somebody's looking for someone. Like, that's so scary to me.
A man with a weapon hunting me.
Yeah, I'm good.
And I know he's going to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fergal doesn't see anyone, so he grabs the phone and makes a quick call to the guard station, saying that he has Jerry, and they need to tell his cousins that he's bringing him in now. So yes, Fergal zip ties Jerry's wrists and throws him in the back of his van, and he takes off, leaving Ohm alone in the hotel. Ohm watches through the window as the car drives off when a bell chimes behind him. He looks up, and it is indeed the call button from the honeymoon suite.
Weird. That would get me, I think. I think I'd be like, oh my God, like, this is all real, and he was right, and like, I'm in now.
Well, right. So, because now he, like, looks down at the key in his hand, because Jerry actually had handed it to him before he went into the back room. So, of course, it's like that bell is like, all right, well, now I got to go check it out.
Yeah.
I got to go see what's going on up there. So he takes his lantern and he goes to unlock the gate outside the elevator. The door's open. He gets inside. He takes himself a confident swig from his flask on the way up, and then the elevator dings. The door's open. The honeymoon suite is dark, and luckily, Ohm does have his lantern, so he holds it out in front of him as he enters. The door on the right creaks as it slowly opens a couple of inches on its own. And Ohm looks extremely hesitant, but takes small, slow steps toward it. He pushes the door open and enters the main area of the suite, flicks on a switch, and a couple warm, dim lamps and sconces come on, barely providing any light. The room definitely looks abandoned. Things are very askew. Picture frames are, like, crooked. It's dirty. It's dusty. Some cobwebs here and there. And then a ding jump scares Ohm. And he turns to see a creepy clock that's, like, dinging on the hour. So on top of this little clock is a figurine of a boy. And he's holding some sort of stick. And what he does is he rotates and hits the bell, like, on the hour.
I love a fun little clock like that.
Yeah,
it's cute.
Exactly. Ohm enters the bathroom to see the round pink tub full of something. It's, like, gross, dirty water, like, stuff growing in it.
Ew.
Just, like, icky, yeah.
Yeah.
Then he checks out the bed, and it is a 4-poster bed with white curtains closed all the way around it. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not touching that.
Oh, I think
I'm not touching that.
I would, like, throw something at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
But Ohm approaches it, and without much hesitation at all, just, like, whips the curtains open.
Ooh.
No dead bodies inside, so
okay,
that's good. We'd love to hear it. But then he sits his butt on this nasty ass bed. By the way, it's, like, so gross.
Definitely like, dust mites.
Yeah, ew.
Yeah.
He takes another swig from his flask, and I'll tell you right now. Oh, I wrote, I'll tell you right now, I would not be touching the bed. As you learned from the previous episode, actually, from Vacancy, when I said, no, I'm out. Like, I'm not touching that.
Yeah, valid.
The clock chimes again, signifying a time jump, because we cut back to Ohm, and he's fast asleep in the bed. Like, what are you doing? Exactly.
Oh my God, you're just a man. It's just what you do.
Oh, I was like, where is she going?
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about him a lot throughout this movie. What is he doing? How is he making all? He's so fearless. Well, you know what? Actually, it might be the fact that he just doesn't really care about life.
Well, that's true.
That actually puts all this, like, we're talking about, like, a woman couldn't do this, woman could do it because we're, like, fearful of life. But maybe it's just because he's literally suicidal.
Yeah,
and he does not care.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, if we want to get to know Ohm a little more, we could enter his mind and check out the dreams that he's having right now. I think that would be fun, right? So a little boy sits on the floor in front of a TV. The room is dark. Like, you can't really see anything but the TV and the boy in the room. In front of him is a familiar-looking wooden box. And then we notice, the boy is holding a gun. Oh, how cute.
Right. Cool.
He looks it over in his hands, and then he turns his attention back to the TV. As he does, the gun goes off. From off-screen, a grunt is heard. Milk spills onto the floor, pooling around the boy, and then oranges roll across the floor. The woman in yellow stumbles into the room and falls to the ground, putting her arms around the boy. Her face is covered in blood. Looking back at the TV, we can see that donkey figure. It's one of the more iconic images from the film. I don't think you've seen it. Essentially a man dressed as a donkey, but the mask is horrifying. And then we cut back to Ohm asleep in the bed, and a quick cut to the curtain and a jump scare as the donkey man stands over him. A hand touches Ohm's shoulder, and he jolts awake. So how do you feel about the dream?
He killed his mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
When he was young, like, I'm assuming the age is also accurate, or is it like supposed to be metaphorical of him feeling like a child?
No, we get like I forget the exact age. It's like 8 or 9.
Okay, so yes. Well, wow.
Yeah.
That's awful. And he shouldn't. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It just sucks because this is too many. There's too many stories like this in America.
Right. Oh,
where it's like guns are not. I mean, you can talk about a million things when it comes to guns, but like also there's so many cases of like guns not being stored properly and kids getting their hands on them and something happens.
Yep. And
so that's unfortunate. Like the way it plays on his psyche, the fact that he's like in his 40s now dealing with this.
Yeah.
I am just curious about him as a person. Because not that I'm surprised it took him this long to get to this state where he's like, I can't do it anymore.
Right.
But I imagine that he's been struggling with that ever since. I have no idea what to take from the donkey man imagery.
We can talk about it later. Don't like get too caught up on it though. Like, I'll just say that, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
One thing that, see, for me, it didn't click for me what happened during the stream. Most people, it's supposed to click for you. It didn't click for me because, you know, you're filming a reaction and you get distracted.
Oh, yeah.
I got very distracted by the donkey man on the TV.
Yeah,
naturally.
I can imagine.
So I like didn't even catch what like it was about, and I didn't figure it out till later. But then like something that immediately clicked with me was like the bar scene when Fiona was like, oh, they catch the guy and he goes too young to be prosecuted, but they should have hanged him. And then like he hangs himself that night.
Oh my God.
I do love that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was just like,
wow,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
But he does, he jolts awake and Mal's in the room. What are you doing here? Ohm asks him. You're asking me? Mel responds. He goes on to say that Mr. Cobb called in a panic because the honeymoon key was missing, so he came by to see what was going on. Ohm just hands the key back over to him, telling him Jerry brought him here because he thought Fiona was up here. And he's saying this like he's annoyed at himself for even believing Jerry to begin with. Because, like,
I would be too.
Like,
because I believed him.
Right, exactly. Ohm is just tired and kind of, he seems unbothered. He's just like, oh God, like I'm sleepy. What's going on? And Mal's like, all right, well, like let's just get out of here. So they head back for the elevator doors. And while Mal is closing things up, Ohm gets distracted by a dumbwaiter, and he walks over to look at it. When Mal notices this, he quickly intervenes, telling him, don't touch anything. He's not supposed to be up here to begin with. Ohm sticks his head into the opening and looks down the shaft, asking what's down there.
That's crazy. Because I imagine that I'm going to get decapitated. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, right? Just, what's over there? No, not me. Mal tells him that it used to be a basement, but during renovations, they closed off that whole section of the building. Ohm reaches to push the button to call the dumbwaiter up, but Mal snatches his wrist.
Ooh.
There is nothing down there, he says firmly. Ohm just stares back into his eyes. And as soon as Mal lets go, Ohm goes ahead and pushes the button anyway.
Yeah.
No, Mal screams as he makes a run for the door. We need to leave now. He threatens to have Ohm arrested if he doesn't leave right this minute. But Ohm stays put as the dumbwaiter raises toward the honeymoon suite. It reaches the top with a thud, and Ohm looks inside to see Fiona's dead body seated inside.
I was imagining it much smaller.
It's like she's like scrunched, but
she fits.
She fits.
Whoa. Mal had to have known.
You would
what
think.
The hell?
And interestingly, she is wearing a full rabbit costume, which this scared the fuck out of me. But we're gonna get to that because I got so distracted during this because I'm like, oh my god, they're furries. Like, what's going on? Why is she dressed as a rabbit? But there is an explanation.
Okay, like mask as well.
Not a mask, but just like a thing that goes over her head. Basically like a onesie kind of vibe.
Okay, yeah.
Sort of thing. But like very intense onesie.
Mm-hmm.
Ohm steps back and like covers his mouth in shock as Mal sprints out the door, closing it behind himself. When he gets to the bottom of the gate, he locks the gate. So now when Ohm tries to leave, he can't. He's locked inside. Now we're going to enter a flashback. It's the night of the Halloween party.
Okay.
And Fiona is dressed as a bunny because it's Halloween.
Okay.
So it makes sense.
Yes.
And Fiona is sitting next to Mal. She does seem out of it as Mal is talking about Ohm. And remember, this is the day after she had cut Ohm down from his room. She's also held on to his tape recorder this whole time, and she goes ahead and puts that in her pocket. Mal leaves her there, telling her, finish up your tea while it's still hot. And we get a shot of the glass full and then cut to it empty. And Fiona's vision is gone blurry, and she's woozy.
Oh, no.
Mal asks her if she's all right. I feel awful, she responds just before collapsing. Mal catches her and places her in the wheelchair he happens to have right behind her. He wheels her off, looking around to make sure no one is watching. Takes her straight up to the honeymoon suite, places her body in the dumbwaiter, and sends it down.
What the heck?
Cut back to present day, and Ohm stands in front of the elevator looking at Fiona's dead body. And then he sees his recorder sitting beside her. He grabs it and turns it on. Fiona's voice comes through. I know I'm going to be okay, but I'm going to leave this message here just in case. She explains that she thinks she's in the basement of the hotel, but she doesn't even know. I'm pregnant, she says.
Oh.
Mal, the manager, is the father.
Oh.
Yeah. Mal wasn't happy that she was keeping the baby. She said she wouldn't tell anyone, but Mal was still afraid that his wife would find out.
Oh.
I just can't believe he would go this far, she says. Put us both down here, as in her and the baby.
Yeah.
It's dark, but she says she's going to look for a way out. She ends the message by saying that if she doesn't make it out and someone finds this, please tell my parents I love them. Meanwhile, Ohm has found a secret cubby door that leads back into the entranceway of the suite. The suite is kind of broken into 3 sections. You got the entrance, the main, and the bedroom, and they all have doors in between. So he tries to go through this door, but it's locked. And investigating it further, he can see some screws that maybe he could attempt to get out and just completely unhinge the cubby door. He goes after the rusted screws with a butter knife that he finds. And while he does, he hears some creepy moans and cries from within the room. He seems to attribute them to the wind as he goes back to work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the wind. Checking in with Jerry. He wakes up in the back of Fergal's van, And I guess Fergal didn't check Jerry for weapons because Jerry literally just pulls out his knife and like cuts the zip ties.
Oh,
and then
great.
opens the doors of the back of the van. And Fergal's moving at a good speed. So a jump here is not going to be pretty, like if he chooses to jump. But Jerry does jump. And like, but we don't see him land. We just cut back to Ohm. Still going at those like screws.
I like these cuts. The whole time. Like the editing throughout the whole movie sounds really great.
It is. I really liked it. I mean, clearly I'm such a nerd for this movie. So Ohm gets one of the screws free. Okay, W. So there's a shot here. It sucks because this movie does some really good visual stuff, but I can't like explain it. But it's like one of those jump scares where like, so Ohm is like trying to get the screw out. And then when he leans back, we can see the woman in yellow behind him. But it takes you a second to see her because you don't see her until she moves out of the way. And the way she moves, she just like slowly walks away. She doesn't like do anything crazy. She silently just walks behind him.
Yeah.
Very unsettling. And unfortunately, the next screw can't be removed. So all of this was essentially for nothing. I think it was just like for them to build this jump scare moment because he can't get through the cubby. Ohm glances toward the elevator and, oh no, Fiona's body's gone. He walks to the bedroom and then to the bathroom. Hello? He calls out. There's no response. But then a loud wail comes from the intercom. Ohm makes his way over to it. And then the film pulls off a beautiful jump scare, again, that I cannot do justice. We like are in this room and we watch as Ohm walks through the door and then like directly behind him is his mother. Whoa. But like you're not expecting it because you watch him walk through by himself and then on the other side his mom like walks through after, and it's just like such an effective jump scare. It's so good. Apparently this is a very famous one from another movie though. So they're not the first to do it.
Sure.
Very good. Anyway, suddenly all the lights shut off in the bedroom and Ohm is just left there in the dark. All the lights go out, and he's left with only the light from his lantern. Again, wails come from the dark, and then a knock on the door. Ohm bangs back, hoping someone's here to save him, but looking through the peephole, he sees that there's no one there. The TV flicks on, displaying pure static. Ohm approaches it, and it shuts off, but in the reflection, he can see Fiona standing in the back of the room. He whips around. She's not there. Looking back at the TV, he can still see her there in the reflection, and he studies her. TV turns on, and bang, jump scare. It's the face of the scary donkey man, just like super close up.
What the heck?
Ohm backs up as the donkey says, "Okay, kids, we're gonna read our next letter." And he does.
Blue's Clues?
Name. It's giving Barney.
Oh.
It's giving Barney is what it's giving.
Okay.
But like the Blue's Clues, we just got a letter.
Right.
Yeah, we also got that. You're right. So the donkey reads, "My name is Ohm Bauman. I am 10 years old and my mom died last year. I was playing with my dad's gun and it went off." The donkey and the kids in the tape, like they all gasp. And the donkey asks the kids, like, what are the two things that we never play with? They respond in unison. Guns. Fire and guns.
I was going to say guns and knives.
Yeah, fire's a strange one, but like...
yeah, because how does a kid just happen to
play with fire?
Get their hands on some fire?
Exactly.
But okay, I get it.
Ohm finishes the letter, because this is his letter, saying that his dad hates him and he's always scared. He wants to know if Jack, the donkey, can help him. The donkey's harsh, saying that he knows he shouldn't have been playing with the gun, but he did it anyway. You want help? There's none coming. You're scared? You should be. You fucking should be, the donkey screams before the TV goes back to static. Fun little scene with a donkey.
Yeah.
Sometime later, Ohm sits at a table in the dark, and when he looks into the hourglass on the table, he sees tiny versions of his book characters looking back at him. Like, because they're standing in the sand of the hourglass, like they're in the sand of the desert.
Oh my God. That's why he wants the kid to die. In his writing, in his book.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That kid is him. Okay.
Yeah. Really fun, like uplifting stuff.
Yeah.
So his book characters, they both just like wordlessly point to a wall. And when Ohm follows where they're pointing, he sees that there is a map of fire exits. Looking it over, he can see that there should be an exit in the basement. He starts to look over the dumbwaiter when the recorder clicks back on by itself. "There's no way back up," Fiona's voice says. "The dumbwaiter button is broken. She says she can't find any way out down here. Just then, the clock chimes, and with it, Ohm has an idea. He takes the bell off the clock and watches as the boy rotates and the stick in his hand makes contact with the wall behind it. So he goes ahead and he sets up the clock just in front of the elevator button and messes with the hands to get it to go off. The boy rotates, the stick makes contact with the button, and it triggers the dumbwaiter. Ohm pumps his fists in celebration. Then he calls the dumbwaiter back up, and when it returns, Fiona's body is back in it again.
Okay.
Ohm looks at her confused and kind of sad, but he knows he has to move her out in order to get in. So he does. He places her in a chair that's actually like, he faces a chair at the elevator and like puts her in it. So like she's like staring at him as he gets in. It's very creepy. So he pushes the button to go into the basement. And this is the end of Act 2.
So why do we want to go in the basement? Just to try to find an escape?
Yes, there is supposedly an exit in the basement based on the fire exit poster.
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. I just feel like even if we escape, like I don't like it here any.
It's not a great time.
Like there's no hurrah ending to this one, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I hope he gets out of here. But we'll probably still be miserable.
Yeah. I think it sucks because like you feel that when it's you meet Fiona and you like Fiona and then it's like, oh, she's missing, and then you're like, oh, and she's dead. Oh, here's her dead body. And it's like, okay, this is so happy.
Really hoping is that the movie is gonna end with him choosing to write a happy ending for his book characters. That would be beautiful.
That's what we want, honestly.
That's what Fiona wanted.
That's true.
Yeah.
I have 9 questions for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to have a lot of questions for this movie in general, and then I wrote them out for Act 2 and went, oh.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
I was like, oh, actually, I have a lot to ask you. All right. Okay. Do you leave the mystery of Fiona's disappearance behind and just go home? You find out Fiona's missing.
It's possible. It's possible. I've like knew her for a day. I don't know what's going on around here. I don't know these people. These people are freaking me out. I'm depressed.
Yep. That's the truth.
Yeah. So would I leave it be? I would say 62.
Wow.
Because I think the most I would do is like, this is crazy. I'm going to stick around and see how this plays out. I might talk to some people, be like, what the heck? Like, because the police don't seem to be doing justice to what needs to be happening. Right. So I might question some people, but I just would do everything different than he does it. But I might also try and stay and figure it out in a safer way that probably wouldn't get me anywhere anyways. So I don't know.
Interesting. I gave myself an 86 on this question because like, I don't think I'd stay.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that I would be able to do anything. Like, I would be really sad, but I wouldn't think like, oh, I'm going to try and figure this out. It makes more sense that you would Nancy Drew it a little bit.
And that's exactly how I feel. Like, I would try to be Nancy Drew, and then it probably wouldn't work out, and I'd be like, okay, I guess I'll go then. Yeah.
Fair enough. Do you just turn Jerry in instead of going with him to the hotel?
Oh, no. At that point, I think I would trust him. Like, he's crazy. But,
for sure.
But at that point, I would trust him. So would I turn him in? Yeah. No. Unfortunately, that brings me down.
Yeah.
So I would probably go, I'm going to go 13.
Wow. I went 37. Also low. But I think like there's a part of me that would be a little scared.
Yeah.
Somewhat from my goody two shoes.
Oh, yeah. Like the having to break in aspect.
Yeah, a little bit of that. But also like, I don't know, Jerry's like insane. But I still would want to go. I still would want to go.
I'm very much a fawner. So even if I'm scared of him, I think I'd be scared to turn him in. To try to turn him in. You know, because then what if he turns on me? Like what if I just play along and be his friend?
Right.
I think I might be safe around with him. I don't know.
He does like, he seems crazy, but he seems harmless also.
Yeah.
You know? Like he's not like scary. He's just weird.
Yeah.
Is kind of the vibe.
Okay.
Once Jerry is captured, do you choose to leave as opposed to going up to the honeymoon suite?
Oh no. I
Yeah.
think probably a 2%.
Wow, that low. That's crazy. I did 21.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, yeah. I have the key. I'm
do have the key?
alone in this hotel.
This is weird. What's going on?
Wait, yeah, that is weird.
We're flipped. We're so flipped right now.
I don't know why. I just like, I think because I think I'm alone.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, free. Because I'm also someone who's very into like abandoned places.
Yes.
Like when it's just me and I'm alone in a place, I'm going to investigate to my heart's content. It's more like when I'm scared others are going to get involved. But now that I'm alone, I'm like, hell yeah, let me get in there. I need to see what's in there.
Yeah. No, and the funny thing is, like, I say we're flipped. Like, I'm still 21, but you being a 2 is like, who is she? Like, that's crazy.
Feeling spicy today.
This one I struggled with, and then I eventually decided to keep it because I do think it plays a part at the end of the day. As a 9-year-old child, do you think you would have listened to your parents and not touched the gun in the house?
Yeah. I would say 99% because... because I just listened to my parents. Like they tell me, like I was never a problem child. I was never like, I probably should have been more curious as a child, but I was just like so trusting in my parents. If they told me not to do something, I'm not doing it.
Exactly. Yeah, I did 99 as well for that reason. And also like I thought guns were literally the scariest thing in the entire universe. So I would never have wanted to even go near them.
I understood like the weight of that as a child. I think I was also the child that did stick a fork in an outlet.
Yes, we know.
But I guess my parents didn't like tell me, hey, don't do that. I think they thought it was common sense.
Tell you.
I think. But no, yeah, there's a certain gravity to that I think I did understand at 9 and would keep me from doing that.
No, I'm with you. Mal tells you not to touch the dumbwaiter. Do you listen?
What is like Mal's vibe, do you think, at this point?
Extremely suspicious.
Yeah, just like all suspicion.
Yeah, because like when you first see him in the room, you're like, oh, he's just here. But like as soon as Ohm goes to touch the dumbwaiter, he freaks out.
Yeah, I guess like, there's going to be some fear there, though, that like, if I do this, is he going to kill me? Because he's so he's so suspicious. Like, you are hiding something. You've done something really bad. Would you do the same to me for exposing you?
Exactly.
So it's like really scary to choose to expose him right in front of his face. Okay, so do I not? Dang it. I don't think I would. I think I would be like, okay, I won't. And then I go with him. And then I would go to the police and report what he said to me and hope the police isn't evil and in on this somehow.
Yeah, right.
I don't think they are. But yeah, I unfortunately, I mean, I guess it's fortunate.
Yeah.
I'm going to go like 80 here.
I went 88. So same thing. I would be scared. Yeah. And I listen when I'm told to do things. It's in some ways a flaw of mine to be like, oh, you said your authority, so I will do what you say. I am that person, unfortunately. So I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna touch it. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's like a little bit complicated, but consider Mal and Fiona's situation. As Fiona, do you do any of the following? A, not sleep with a married individual. B, get rid of the baby when Mal tells you to. C, leave the area to get away from Mal. Do you do any of those things, essentially, to protect yourself from the situation with Mal?
Okay, so like how would I fare as Fiona?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah. I really feel like I would 100% never knowingly sleep with a married man.
Yeah, I that part upsets me because I love Fiona.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, girl, why'd you do that?
Yeah, I know. So I don't think I would be in that situation. I wouldn't listen to a man if he told me to get rid of my child.
Right.
Like, who do you think you are?
Yep.
And would I get away?
Would you like just run away from him? like leave the area kind of vibes. Not work at the
Right.
hotel.
Yeah. It's a lot for her to still be working there like after
Right.
after their history and being like dealing with that day after day.
Yep. And you don't have to weigh them equally. If
Yeah.
you feel strongly
Yeah.
about A, then that's
Yeah,
can be your
right.
score, you know?
Right. And I am a big avoider. Like, let's say I did get myself into this, I'd run away so fast.
Yeah, right? Like, okay, getting out of here.
Okay, I'm going to give myself, I'm going to give myself an 83 here. I don't think I would get into the situation. And if I did, I would leave so fast and like avoid the mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I did 92.
Yeah.
Similar vibes. I was just like, I don't think this would ever be me.
Yeah.
But like B is heavy because
Yes.
it's like that one I'm 0.
Right.
Because like I'm not, no. No, sir. But the
sometimes
other ones
there are limits to doing what we are told.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's one of them.
That is a big one.
Yeah.
As Jerry, do you stay in the van as opposed to jumping out?
Oh my God. Have we seen, that's the last we've seen of him?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how fast do you think this car is going? If you had to guess.
Oh, we're like 45
Wow.
plus. Yeah, fast. And also, do you stay? So staying is higher.
Staying in the van is higher.
Yes.
45 miles per hour is a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's fast.
Yeah. Stay. I might like wait and try to make a run for it once they stop and like be ready and run. But 45 or like we got to be hitting a stop sign. Come on.
Yeah.
Eventually. I'm going to go. This is such an unhinged decision that I'm going to go 50.
Okay.
Like I might just be like, fuck it, and then I'm falling out of the car.
Yep.
So I'm going to go 50.
I went 14 because I'm like pretty confident I would rather sustain insane injuries than just be like this man is driving me somewhere like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm jumping out.
Wow.
I'm jumping out. So 14 for me. And our last question for this act. Do you come up with the clock idea to go into the basement?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I still don't even know 100% how that worked, but I'm really happy for him.
Yeah. It's like a little convoluted, so it's hard to explain.
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
So no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go 15.
Okay. I went 4, so yeah.
Yeah. Give me enough time.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually, but I don't think so.
Yeah. It's not the most insane thing in the world, but my brain does not think like that.
Right. So. Especially I don't know how people are thinking this way under such intense stress.
I know, right?
My brain shuts off.
Mm-hmm. So my Act 2 score is a 55.
Mine's a 51.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Matchy.
Just doing not great, but well enough, I suppose.
Yeah, it's coming down.
So Act 3.
Okay.
Let's do it. Ohm has made it to the basement. The basement is dark. And at first, the only light comes from his lantern. But he discovers a light switch, and surprisingly, it works. Some, like, wall sconces light up down a long stone hall, leading to a set of double doors. Kind of like looking almost like kitchen double doors with, like, the windows in them.
Mm-hmm.
Ohm makes his way down the hall, and he comes across a bunch of small objects hanging from the ceiling. One is Albie's lighter. Another is a small figurine, like the one in the hotel lobby. Super strange. But anyway, Ohm just keeps on exploring. He wanders and comes upon a concrete wall, and based on his reaction, I believe this is where the emergency exit map said the exit should be, and it is now completely cemented over. A quick shot of the clock shows us that we have 6 minutes before it's going to be triggered to go back up. Ohm uses this time to finish his flask, but then the recorder clicks on its own again. Fiona's heavy breathing comes through. She's terrified. I think there's someone down here, she says.
Great. That's great.
I keep hearing something. The cries and wails we've been hearing throughout the movie now also come through the recorder. There, Fiona says. She calls out asking if someone is there. We hear chains, and then the recording cuts out. It definitely spooked Ohm, who quickly gets up and heads back for the dumbwaiter. But on his way there, something catches his eye. There's a wall covered in chalk markings, kind of resembling almost like a doorway.
Mm-hmm.
The piece of chalk sits on the floor, so Ohm grabs it, and then his stopwatch goes off. He's got to book it for the dumbwaiter, and he does make it back in time. 3, 2, 1, he counts aloud, but the dumbwaiter doesn't move. A woman's wail floats down the hall, and the lights all go out. Chains, shackles, laughter, they all slowly creep down the hall toward him. He keeps looking up expectantly, like, why isn't the dumbwaiter going up? We also keep looking at the clock as the audience, and the boy has not yet rotated. And something that's kind of funny here is we get close-ups of like the little boy's face, and he has a very amused smug on his face, so it kind of almost like it feels like he's messing with Ohm. Like that's just what the figure looks like, but it fits thematically here. The sounds and voices still get closer to Ohm as he sits tight. Suddenly, a face begins to emerge from the darkness, and it's the same face that Albie saw earlier in the film. She's pale, her eyes nearly glow. She's a scary old woman. But then the clock boy rotates, the button is pressed, and Ohm begins to rise. The old woman just watches him as he goes. The dumbwaiter reaches the top, and Ohm breathes a sigh of relief. But he really should have just gotten out, don't you think? Because now the boy pushes the button again, and the dumbwaiter starts descending. But luckily, Ohm is able to dive out just in time before he goes back down. He looks back down the shaft and, hold on, it kind of looks like maybe there's something down there. What is that? The old woman quickly crawls up the wall toward him.
How about we don't do that?
How about no, maybe?
I don't like when old people crawl on walls.
No, me neither.
Or
I'm
just
not a
crawl
fan.
in general.
Nope. We always come back to the visit.
Yes.
One of the most horrifying scenes in all of movie history.
It really is. I hate it.
It's so bad. Ohm backs across the room and watches as the woman starts to crawl out of the dumbwaiter opening.
Maybe she's chill.
Right? That's what I said.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just vibing, you know?
Yeah.
She could be friendly. So in a panic, he dives through, there's like a window opening into the bathroom, and he lands in the nasty tub water.
Okay.
It's really gross.
Yeah.
And then from there, he goes into the bedroom, and he locks all the entrances into the bedroom. And there's actually like another window just above the door to the bedroom. And when he looks up, I can't explain this, but the woman had like jumped up and peered in for a second, and she's like just going back down.
Oh,
it looks crazy. It
Love
looks
that.
so crazy. And then she makes her way around to the bathroom, and there's like these window panes from, you know, like the frosted, distorted glass that you can sometimes see between So there's that, and it's broken. So she is able to like stick her hand through and unlock the door.
Oh.
Yeah, which isn't great. So Ohm looks down while this is like slowly happening. He looks down at the piece of chalk in his hand, and he gets to work. He frantically draws a circle around the bed as the witch messes with the lock. He completes the circle just as the door swings open, and he dives into the bed. The curtains are drawn, and Ohm can just see the outline of the woman as she circles the bed and whispers in another language. In an interview I watched, I believe it is actually Irish, but like the things she's saying are not important.
Okay.
So it's like, whatever. She's just whispering. It sounds creepy.
Yeah.
She lets out an evil laugh, and it rings out as we cut to the sun rising outside. And then Mal rolls up in his car, only to find another car parked outside with a bloody handprint on the window. Mal hurries into the lobby, where he finds more blood streaked across the counter, and then a bang sounds from down the hall. Mal hurries over to find a very bloody and bruised Jerry trying to break the gate leading to the honeymoon suite.
Oh.
Jerry's so happy to see Mal, saying that he needs his help. He thinks that Ohm is up there. But Mal assures him that Ohm is fine. He found Ohm up there yesterday and took him to the airport himself. Jerry asks about Fiona, and Mal just shakes his head to say no, she wasn't up there. Ohm's been passed out in the bed upstairs because he fell asleep again. Because what's wrong with him? I don't know. But he's just now waking up, and he hesitantly opens the curtains around the bed and steps out of the chalk circle. And he peers around, and it seems like the old witch is gone. He then looks out the window and notices the cars outside. Now, I want to note that the window, it's like boarded up, and there's just like a little crack like that he looks through. So it's like trying to be like, he could never go out the window. You know what I mean?
Okay, yes.
But he sees those cars outside, and then he begins calling out, "Hey, hello." But of course, no one hears him. Downstairs, Jerry is pressing Mal. "Are you sure you looked thoroughly? Like, Fiona's definitely not up there." And Mal's like, no, she's not. But Jerry isn't satisfied. He wants to look for himself. Mal says he's going to have to call the guards and tell them that he's here. And Jerry drops his head. He's feeling very defeated. Mal's like, "Just go. Take Ohm's car, and I'll tell them you were already gone." Ohm's really desperate to get the attention of Jerry downstairs, so he starts searching the room. He looks at Fiona's body, and it reminds him of what Jerry said. The call bell. That's what drew him up there to begin with. So Ohm starts looking for the bell. And he finds a pull string on the wall and pulls it.
Okay.
Downstairs, Mal gets jump scared by the bell going off. But where's Jerry? He's already gone outside to the car.
Oh my God.
Mal watches Jerry get in the car while Ohm continues just ringing the bell over and over and over. Ohm hears the car door slam and checks the window. Seeing Jerry in the car, he starts screaming again. But suddenly, no! The car door opens again and Jerry gets back out, sending Mal into a panic. Ohm sees him heading back in, so he hurries to the bell and starts ringing it again. Mal is stressing as Jerry nears the door. Just as Jerry pushes the door open, Ohm pulls the string just a little too hard and breaks it. Yeah.
No. And you know what? My answer to that is no. I would not break the string.
I wouldn't break the string?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. It's not ideal.
Oh, dang it.
The ringing stops and Mal is relieved, but he's still like on edge. "I left the keys," Jerry says, before looking Mal over. "Are you all right?" he asks. Mal just says he isn't feeling well, but he'll go grab the keys and bring them out to him. Upstairs, Ohm has become desperate. He needs to pull that string again. So he starts kicking at the wall around where this pull string was, and he creates a hole in the wood. He reaches his hand inside and fishes around for the string. Eventually, he finds it and gives it 3 strong tugs. But then we hear an engine kick on.
Oh my God.
This part is actually kind of crazy. Because it's just back and forth.
Yes.
Ohm runs to the window and sees Jerry driving off in his car.
No.
Yeah. Mal takes a deep breath and sits at his desk in the back room for a beat. He then grabs the family photo, him and his family, off the desk, and when he's ready, he heads out. When he gets back into the lobby, who but Jerry is back again?
Why? I mean, yay. But why?
Right. And then he says this. "Fiona used to say, never ignore when something feels off. Something feels off here, Mal." He asks him why he would come back here after dropping off Ohm in town. Mal holds out the framed family photo. "To get this," he says, "reframed for my wife." And Jerry calls bullshit. And then the bell rings. Jerry stares down Mal before picking up the axe off the counter. There's an axe there for some reason. He picks it up. "Key," he says to Mal. Mal tries to tell Jerry that he doesn't have it, but Jerry knows he's lying.
Yeah.
"Give me the key," he screams, raising the axe over Mal's head. Mal, being the weak little man that he is, gives in and hands over the key, and Jerry makes a beeline for the gate. "Jerry, please," Mal begs. "You didn't know Fiona like I did. She wasn't a good person. She threatened to tell Mr. Cobb." And Jerry's just ignoring everything Mal's saying, like the rest of us, and he keeps going. And then Mal goes, "Just leave him. He was going to kill himself anyway." And
yep. I'm done with you. Like, get off my screen.
We're over it. Jerry unlocks the gate and enters the elevator. Mal stays behind and wraps a space heater in a blanket before turning it on high.
Oh.
Jerry limps into the entryway of the suite and calls for Ohm. Ohm pounds on the door and shouts for Jerry to get him out of here. Unfortunately, Jerry doesn't have the key to that door, but he can try and bust the lock off that. Remember that small cubby door from earlier?
Yep.
So he starts hacking away at that, and the lock falls off. Jerry opens the door and immediately asks his first question is like, Fiona, what about Fiona?
Yeah.
And Ohm has to break it to him. Mal fucking killed her.
Mm-hmm.
Ohm asks, what about you, Jerry? Like, are you okay? Because he looks like he's in rough shape.
Yeah.
I'll live, Jerry responds, before an arrow shoots straight through his brain and he falls to the ground dead.
Great. I figured he was going to die.
It's
Unfortunately,
so
because
sad.
it was safer to not jump from the car.
Yeah,
so I was like, oh no.
I realized I shouldn't have said that.
No, I've done that. I don't mind that at all.
Okay.
Because it makes me like more, it's a fun podcast experience.
Mm-hmm.
To be like, oh no, what's going to happen with him? Like,
Right.
I like that kind of question. And I've done those before.
Mm-hmm. I was like, wait, shoot.
But oh man.
Yeah. So RIP to Jerry because he was great. But of course, Mal is standing there with the crossbow. And Ohm sees him and runs off. And Mal screams for him, like, don't you dare try to leave before heading back down the elevator. But when Mal reaches the bottom, the gate has locked itself and Mal doesn't have the key. Jerry did. So Ohm has taken the key off Jerry's body. And he takes that key with him and goes down the dumbwaiter into the basement.
Oh.
Mal makes it back up to the suite with his crossbow to look for the key and just catches that last glimpse of Ohm as he descends. The fire alarms begin sounding because now the building is on fire from the trap that Mal set himself. He wrapped the blanket around the space heater. Consequences of his actions are catching up to him. When Ohm reaches the basement, he gets out of the dumbwaiter before it immediately begins to rise back up again. Mal's voice comes over the intercom. Listen to me. The hotel is on fire. There's no way out down there. I'll bring you back up with the key and we can both leave. But Ohm ignores Mal's call to him as he quickly goes down the hallway toward the double doors. But as he approaches, he hears a deep yell from beyond them. He stops and looks around before digging the chalk out of his pocket, and he starts to draw a small circle on the ground. Before he can connect both ends, he hears a sound and looks up. There, just in front of his face, is the witch. The sound of scraping metal, and we cut to black. Now, down comes Mal with his crossbow. He reaches the basement and calls for Ohm, but Ohm is nowhere to be seen. Mal takes small steps down the hall as the lights flicker around him, and then he comes to the spot where all the small trinkets are tied to those strings hanging from the ceiling. Now one of those trinkets is the key. And he places his bow and lantern on the ground as he tries to untie the knot. It's a struggle. He hears a sound behind him. No one is there. But while he's turned, the witch pops up and grabs his wrists and manages to somehow magically shackle him onto a long chain that goes all the way down the hall.
Amazing.
Yeah. The witch picks up Mal's lantern and begins to walk down, and she walks right past Ohm, who is sitting on the ground. His wrists are also shackled. We close in on his face, and a single tear rolls down his cheek. Then his mother reaches for him and takes him in her arms as he cries.
Oh my God.
It was an accident. I'm sorry, Ohm repeats under his breath as his cries grow deeper. I know, his mother says to him gently, putting her hand on his chest. Then, you can't stay here. Ohm places his own hand over his mother's. It was an accident, he cries again. She smiles at him and we cut farther back and now she's gone. And Ohm had his hand on his chest from when he felt his mother there, and now he feels something else. Within his coat is his knife. Mal runs to Ohm to ask him what's happening, just as the witch reaches the double doors down the hall. The doors open with a screech and wails. Beyond the doors are dozens of dark skeletal figures with glowing eyes. Mal's chain is pulled taut, and his feet start to slide across the concrete as he's pulled down the hall. He screams and he fights back, but the pull is too strong. Ohm realizes that he must be next, so he starts getting to work to cut his own chains with his knife. Mal closes in on the door, bringing a large gust of wind with him. The figures reach out for him and envelop him in their arms as he's sucked into the crowd. Ohm frees himself just as his chain starts to pull and the doors slam shut. The cries continue and Ohm runs for the key, cutting it down. He makes it to the dumbwaiter as the little boy figure pushes the button, bringing him back up.
Yep.
Ohm trudges to the elevator, taking one last look at Fiona and Jerry as he goes. As the elevator gets closer to the ground, it starts to fill with smoke.
Mm-hmm.
The doors open to reveal the entire hall engulfed in flames.
Oh my God.
Ohm starts coughing, but manages to unlock the gate, and he stays low to the ground as he crawls, but the smoke quickly takes over. He lays on the ground, and then he goes still. A voice off screen calls Mal's name. Fergal's wandering down the halls and calling now for Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, a female voice speaks up and calls Fergal's name back to him. Fergal follows the direction of the voice and finds Ohm passed out on the ground. He shakes him awake and helps him as a crutch, walking him through the hallways. We cut to black again. Fading back up, Ohm is once again in a hospital room with his laptop open in front of him. And who walks into this room right now? It's Albie.
Oh.
He's got the cutest ice cream worker outfit on.
Oh.
Like a hat, and it's like his name, and he's got a little ice cream cone.
Yeah.
So cute. How are you feeling, Mr. Bauman? He asks. Ohm takes a moment before saying, "You're that bellboy." "My name is Albie," he replies, and he says he came by because he didn't think he'd have anyone visiting him here in Ireland. Ohm jokes that he wouldn't have anyone visiting him at home either. And then he tells Albie to go ahead and take a seat. "I guess I'll take 2 scoops of vanilla," Ohm says with a laugh. And Albie's like, "Oh yeah, I also work at the ice cream parlor next door." And he hands over a wrapped bottle of wine, saying that it's from Fergal, and tells us that both Fiona and Jerry's remains were discovered in the rubble of the hotel. "Mal?" Ohm questions. "Well, they haven't found him. Just his car outside." "Mr. Bauman, I need to tell you something." Albie starts seriously. "I don't know what happened, but I'm worried it may have been my fault in some way." And Ohm is like, how?
Yeah.
"Well, there was a flask of whiskey in your room. Did you drink it? And how much?" "Well, it's whiskey. I drank all of it," Ohm responds. "I spiked it," Albie says. "I had some of Jerry's mushroom powder. I snuck in your room, and I put it in the flask." And Ohm's like, why would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And Albie's like, "Well, you did burn me that night."
Yeah.
And Ohm's like, "Oh, yeah, okay. And Ohm glances down at his own wrists, seeing the markings, like from the shackles.
Right.
And Jerry's voice plays in his head. "You know all these things do exist. It's just people with closed minds can't see them." Albie then apologizes and says, "You were really rude to me." And Ohm sits contemplating everything when Albie's like, "All right, I'll go." But first he hands a photograph over to Ohm. "One of the firemen found this at the hotel," he says, and it's Ohm's photo of his mother. He holds it gently in his hands, and as Albie walks out the door, Ohm calls him back and tells him to take that bottle of liquor with him. Albie's like, "Oh, I didn't spike this one." But Ohm insists, "No, please, just take it." Albie decides he's going to try one more time. "If you wanted something to pass the time, I could bring in my manuscript." "Haven't I been through enough already, Albie?" Ohm replies. Albie pauses a beat before saying, "I'll do a quick polish tonight and drop it in tomorrow." Ohm just smiles and Albie walks away. Ohm props up the photo of his mom next to him and opens up his laptop to a page titled Epilogue. There are no words beneath it now. He begins to write, and we cut back to the desert. The boy stands facing away from the man who raises the bottle in the air. He gets ready to smash it down on the boy's skull, but then he stops himself. He kneels down in front of the boy and hands him the bottle, before gesturing to hit him over the head with it. "As hard as you can, you understand?" the man says. "You don't stop for blood, you don't stop for bone. You keep hitting until it breaks. Follow the map and claim it all as yours. It's nothing I don't deserve." He hands the boy the bottle. The boy doesn't want to take it, but the man insists. He raises the bottle in the air as sand blows around them. Then the boy throws the bottle through the air and collapses onto the man with a hug. Slowly, we pan back as the two of them cry. And just over the dune, the bottle sits in the sand, just next to a skull of an animal. The end.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you'd be happy with that because that's exactly what you said you wanted. He wrote his book for Fiona.
Yes, that's great. That's beautiful.
Yes.
What's up with the basement?
That's what's really fun about this movie. It is one of those movies where everyone has a different opinion.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with a concept that invites what's real and what's not real.
Yeah.
Because the magic milk situation. Most people think the witch is 100% real, living in the basement. I'm okay either way.
Sure, yeah.
But I kind of like a little bit more of things being in his head.
Yeah.
There's also some insane details about if you look in his glasses, because he wears glasses, and there are parts where if you look in the reflection of his glasses, things are not there versus they're actually there, like when he's seeing them.
Yeah.
So it like that also opens like, okay, maybe the things reflected in his glasses are real and the things not are not. Reflections are like a huge part of this film. A lot of the marketing is done with reflections. And then there's also the whole thing with Jerry when Jerry is like talking about when the goats stare into their own eyes when they're tripping and like it deepens the trip and all of that. So it's kind of very much open to interpretation and how you want to play with it. Yeah. But I do like a universe in which not as much of it is real.
So then what would you consider to be like the metaphor of the basement in his mind? Like why did he need to experience? What was his brain doing by giving him that experience?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we discussed. I'm sure we did. My brain is overloaded.
Fair. My brain also feels that way. Like this is a lot.
This movie is a lot. And there's very little behind the scenes interview type stuff out there right now. And I'm hoping there's more to come because I'm like, I have so many questions that I want you to answer.
Yeah. A really simple thing I love is just the fact that we ended the first act with him killing himself, and then at the end of the movie, he does everything he can to survive.
Yeah.
So it feels like, you know, what he experienced here. Without going into detail of this meant this and this meant that, it meant like giving him his life back, you know?
Right.
So it's like a really overly simplified way of looking at what happened in the end.
And for me, like this was a movie that was really good at like changing your expectations because you're going into a horror movie and you get there and a man shot a goat outside a hotel and then they're talking about dragging it into the woods and you're like, and then you get in the lobby and they're talking about a witch in the woods and you're like, ooh, cults and whatever. And then because the story itself is grounded in reality.
Yes.
There was, like you could say there was no witch and Mal was just an evil man who got rid of this woman because she wouldn't get rid of the baby. Yeah. And I also like that Mal is the bad guy, even though it seems like Fergal is the bad guy. Fergal's actually, when you go back and like rewatch it, he hates Ohm because Ohm's an ass. So that's why he treats Ohm that way. And then obviously you shouldn't suffocate Jerry here, but he was just like, he really cared about Fiona. So he was like just trying, he thought Jerry did it. So he was trying to just turn Jerry into the police. And he's not a good person, but he's not like the evil person in the movie. Like you kind of feel like he's going to be for a while. But yeah.
I also really love a movie that balances realistic horror with supernatural horror. I feel like that's an underexplored, like mixing that together. Like you have a literal human being that is the evil thing, but then you also have something else that is like a supernatural antagonist. Yeah. I love mixing those two. So I'm like really excited to see this one.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I think that is the most, again, like with the basement, it's like, why were all those trinkets hanging from the ceiling?
Right.
No idea.
I wonder if there's like meaning behind each and every trinket.
And it's like, because one of them is, I didn't even pick up on this until the discussion. Someone said one of the trinkets is Albie's lighter. Like, how the hell did that get down there?
Wow.
And why? You know? So there's clearly like a lot that the writer/director was like intending. That's like you have to dig for. And I'm like, my brain is not big enough for this, but I like it.
Yeah. This is one of those movies that like is a Reddit rabbit hole for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's donkey hole. I'm kidding.
Help.
The donkey. Yeah. Oh, and what I was going to say about the donkey when you were asking earlier,
Yes.
the significance of that is that I think based on the dream, when he shot his mom, he was watching that show.
Sure, yeah.
So that show just triggers, like, that is
Interesting.
part of his trauma. That became part of his
Yeah.
trauma. So he, like, sees the donkey as, like, the evil,
That makes sense.
an evil entity of sorts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have 7
Okay.
questions for you in this act. And here we go. Are you staying sober through this whole ordeal as opposed to drinking whiskey from your flask?
Yeah, my vice isn't alcohol. My vice is DoorDash. But
Right.
let's say my vice is alcohol. That's very much how he...
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to decide whether I want to, like, how I want to answer this, because I get it. Like, are you going to indulge in your vice to get through this is kind of the question, too.
Yeah.
And I feel like I absolutely would.
Yeah.
He's so fucked up and so depressed. So I'm going to say a 38.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went 82 on this.
Whoa.
I don't think I would. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't think I would. But this question also, people could argue it should be the other way around. I think
yeah.
Is his drinking the magic milk, as I like to call it, is it helping him or hurting him?
Yeah.
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say.
That is interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Do you explore the basement, find the chalk, and choose to take it with you? Like, you go down in the basement, you walk around, you see that chalk on the ground, you grab it.
Yeah. I'll go 65 here.
Okay. I think 86.
Yeah, I think yes. I might be too, like, disoriented to be like, to grab the chalk.
Those,
yeah. But I think I would, you know?
Yeah, I feel like you're in a situation where weird things have been happening. So your mind is probably open to the
cling
idea
to
of,
the
like,
little things.
Maybe Fiona was right about the chalk circle. Like, you know, but are you going to be able to think that deeply about it
in this moment?
Situation?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Do you successfully escape the witch by drawing the chalk circle? So this is around the bed. Do you think you would draw?
Yeah. Now that I have it, definitely. I'm going to say, just thinking about me, like, freaking out and trying to draw a circle. Like, it would not go well, actually.
Literally.
Like, it accidentally is an oval and I'm screwed and it doesn't work or something.
The end. That's it.
So I'm going to go 72.
I did 65. So
yeah,
same realm. It's actually really funny because I felt this way and we talked about it in the discussion. Mm-hmm. The fact that he draws the circle around the entire bed and is like, bro, just draw a small circle. Like,
yeah, you don't need to do all that.
No,
he's like, I gotta go to sleep.
But I want that. We're like, bro, like, hurry up.
Yeah.
As Jerry, would you simply save yourself over trying to save Ohm? Like, would you come back and be like, no, Ohm is up there. I gotta go get him.
I think because of my connection to his connection, my connection to Fiona. Mm-hmm. And, like, I very much would have the mentality of, like, do what she couldn't. Like, she would do this, so I want to do this.
Yep.
So I'm going to say 22.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah, low.
Sense. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. I did 66. I would be scared to go back.
Fair.
I'm a baby.
Yeah.
Like, I would ideally like to. It's tough because, like, as Jerry, too, you can't be like, go to the police. Because they're not going to believe you.
Right.
And they're looking for you. So, like, you can't, which sucks. But
yeah,
I would be so scared. But I would definitely feel guilty for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That would
lose.
That would suck. So, really, it's just a bad time.
Yeah.
Do you think to use the service bell to get Jerry's attention?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go, because then there's the chance that I don't know that is a service bell. That the string, like, I don't think I've ever encountered that in real life.
Nope, me neither. I think it's very much an old thing.
But I still think, yes, I'm going to go 78.
I went 46. I just feel like I wouldn't even, it's like such an inconspicuous, like, little thing on the wall. I just, like, don't think I would, I should.
I think if we didn't experience it earlier in the lobby, it probably wouldn't cross my mind. Right. But because we know that happens here and, like, we saw the bell before,
it could be
That's why
possible.
it would cross my mind. Yeah.
That's fair. Once you grab the key off of Jerry's body, would you then choose to go to the basement in order to get away from Mal?
The man versus the witch. Yes.
Yeah, right.
I would choose the witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
So that's high.
High.
So I'm going to go 89.
Damn. I went straight 50 on this one.
Fair.
Because I was just like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know if I would. I think I would, just because, again, like, the thought of being chased by anyone, like, just get me out of here.
Yes, yeah.
Just get me out of here. But who knows? So I just was like 50 on that.
Yeah.
Final question. Can you cut your chains in time to not get pulled toward the witch's den?
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird
maybe.
one.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going to go... I really think adrenaline carries you far in moments like that. You know, like crazy stories of like a woman lifted a car to save her child. Like, I feel like this is one of those like high adrenaline moments where it's like, I am so strong, I can do this so quick. I hope. So I'm gonna go 70.
Okay. I went 49. I said let me go one below because I just don't trust myself to do anything ever.
Yeah, fair.
It's like, would you go into the haunted hotel room? Well, 100% yes. Would you be able to get out? I don't think so.
Probably not.
But like,
this is my home now.
I'm just here. Okay. My third act score was a 63.
Mine was a 62.
Really?
Weird. Yeah.
That is weird.
Okay.
That does feel weird. But okay.
So that brings my overall score to a 62.
Mine's a 61.
No way. We were so close.
2 in a row.
2 in a row would have been crazy. So our overall is 62. Yeah.
62. Wow.
That feels like a little high.
I think.
Because this is there's crazy stuff you're up against in this one.
I think this is one of those situations where if you're in the situation, it's low, but there's so many opportunities to just not get yourself in this situation.
This is true.
Like,
yeah.
Did you go
And it
back?
has like folklore rules, you know?
Yep. Exactly.
Drawing a chalk circle and cutting a chain, you know, it's like you have those things to help you along the way in that regard. So that's probably, this feels right.
Yeah. But this is one of my favorite movies now. I just love it so much. And Adam Scott is so good in it. I really like him. And it makes me just want to watch everything he's ever done, even though I've never seen Parks and Rec, but that's just like because that show's not for me. But I do love him. So maybe, who knows? But yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us this week. As always, please check us out over on Instagram at I'd Survive Podcast. There you can also find the links to our Patreon and Discord, where you too can fill out an interactable worksheet to get your own score. So let us know. Would you survive?